The sun was setting behind the sprawling mansion, casting long shadows that danced across the immaculate lawn. The drive leading up to the house was lined with cars, each more luxurious than the last, a testament to the wealth that had become synonymous with the name of the family who lived within. At the center of it all stood Mark, his jaw set firmly, his eyes scanning the scene with a mixture of familiarity and disdain. He had been gone for years, exiled by his stepmother at the tender age of 17. Now, at 25, he had returned, not out of longing for his childhood home, but out of a sense of duty and perhaps a bit of curiosity. The mansion before him was a far cry from the one he remembered, its grandeur now overshadowed by the greed that had consumed those within. As he approached the grand entrance, the heavy wooden door swung open, revealing his stepsister, Sarah. Her eyes widened in recognition, a mix of surprise and relief washing over her features. "Mark, you're really here," she exclaimed, stepping forward to embrace him. "Yeah, I'm here," he replied, his voice cold and distant. He allowed her to hug him briefly before pulling away, his gaze never leaving hers. "Where is she?" Sarah hesitated, her eyes darting towards the ornate staircase that dominated the foyer. "Upstairs, in her study. She's been waiting for you." Mark nodded, his mind racing with thoughts of confrontation. He had come prepared for this moment, ready to face the woman who had cast him out so many years ago. As he made his way up the grand staircase, the memories of his youth flooded back, each step bringing him closer to the truth he had long denied. At the top of the stairs, he found himself standing before a pair of double doors, their mahogany surface polished to a sheen. Without hesitation, he pushed them open, stepping into the dimly lit study. Behind the massive oak desk sat his stepmother, Evelyn, her regal posture belying the coldness in her eyes. "Mark," she greeted, her voice smooth as silk, "it's been too long." "Cut the pleasantries, Evelyn," Mark snapped, his patience wearing thin. "I know why you called me back." Evelyn leaned back in her chair, her fingers steepled beneath her chin. "You've done well for yourself, Mark, very well. It would be a shame if your success were to go to waste." "Is that what this is about?" he demanded, his chest tightening with anger. "My money? My cars? My apartment?" "Greed is such an ugly word," Evelyn mused, her lips curling into a half-smile. "But yes, you could say that. You see, this family has always been about preserving wealth, about maintaining our status. Your absence was inconvenient, to say the least." Mark clenched his fists, his mind reeling with the audacity of her words. "And you thought you could just bring me back like some lost puppy? Use my stepsister to lure me here?" "Sarah cares for you, Mark," Evelyn countered, her tone unwavering. "She wanted to see you again, and I admit, I saw an opportunity. An opportunity to bleed me dry." Mark spat, taking a step forward. "Well, you can forget it. I'm not here to play your games." Evelyn's eyes narrowed, her composure faltering for the first time. "You underestimate the power of family, Mark. We are bound by blood, whether you like it or not." "Family?" Mark echoed, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "You call this twisted web of deceit and manipulation family? I'd rather be alone." Before Evelyn could respond, the door to the study creaked open, and Sarah stepped inside, her eyes filled with concern. "Mark, please, don't do this. We can talk this out, find a way to make things right." Mark turned to his stepsister, his heart aching at the sincerity in her plea. He had always cared for Sarah, even when everything else had crumbled around him, but he couldn't let her naivety blind him to the reality of the situation. "Sarah, this isn't about me," he began, his voice softer now. "It's about what they want from me, and I won't let them take any more from me than they already have." "But we're family," Sarah insisted, tears glistening in her eyes. "Can't we find a way to work together?" Mark took a deep breath, his resolve wavering. He wanted to believe that there was still hope for reconciliation, that they could overcome the past and build something new. But the weight of his stepmother's ambition hung heavy in the air, a constant reminder of the stakes. "Let's talk outside," he suggested finally, offering Sarah a small smile. "Maybe we can figure something out." Evelyn watched them leave, her expression darkening. She knew that Mark's return was only the beginning, and that their battle for control was far from over. As the door closed behind them, she leaned forward, her fingers drumming on the desk as she plotted her next move.